Hi everyone, my name is Johnny and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Swiftly, and we're a modern operating system for city transportation networks. Now, one of the reasons why I started the company is that cars don't scale. So I was living in San Francisco, commuting down to my job in San Mateo, and every day I would be frustrated with the traffic that I'd be sitting in, about an hour and a half each day. And I would always ask myself, why doesn't the city just add an extra lane to the freeway? And as I started to research the problem, I realized that this is what happens when you add more lanes. You get a 50-lane traffic jam like the one seen here in China. And the reality is that adding more lanes doesn't solve the problem. It's really around vehicle occupancy rates. Now, the impact of congestion is tremendous. In the US alone, there are about 7 billion hours wasted per year in congestion, $160 billion in lost productivity, and about a third of the greenhouse gas emissions in the country come from transportation. And at Swiftly, we believe the future of mobility is really autonomous, connected, electric, and shared. But at the core of this, you need an efficient mass transportation network. So this is a little visual to represent vehicle occupancy rates and the efficiency that this can drive. So on the far left, you have a car lane where typically you can move about 600 to 1,600 people per hour. And on the far right, you have a transit way where you can move 10,000 to 25,000 people per hour. So public transit is about 15 times more efficient at moving people than single or dual occupancy vehicles. And part of the challenge right now as to why transit's hard to manage is that cities typically lack the right tools to manage the network. Oftentimes the tools are Microsoft Excel or legacy on-premise systems that are 10 to 20 years old. Now, what we've done at Swiftly is we've built the entirely new way of managing transportation networks, built on cloud-based technology and big data. So we gather billions of data points per city per month. We analyze all that information, and then we build predictive models to forecast what will happen in the future. And there are three core areas or ways that our platform's used. The first is to help with real-time operations for the transit agency. The second is to help with real-time information for passengers. So we actually generate the data that riders see when they use transit app or Google Maps or other applications like that. And then the third is leveraging all of the data from the network, the billions of data points we gather per month to help inform decision making. We've now deployed Swiftly in over 70 transit agencies. We impact 1.5 billion passengers per year. And we have 5,000 transit agency staff who use the product. An example of how the product's used in Boston, we improved the ETAs by 12%. We've now seen a 52% reduction in scenarios where passengers will miss the bus, and we've improved the transit experience for tens of millions of passengers per year. This is a screenshot in Austin, Texas, where they're using Swiftly to help manage the network. So this is the Operations Control Center, and you see Swiftly on the TV here. They've now seen a 4.3% increase in ridership as a result of Swiftly and some other changes they've made, and they have 140 staff members using Swiftly to manage the network. So I'm hoping that together we can help make cities move more efficiently, and if you'd love to learn more about Swiftly, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Johnny, for sharing how Swiftly is helping cities to better leverage the data and proactively manage their transit operations. Unfortunately, Johnny couldn't join our Q&A session today because of some emergencies, but we do have his email here, so feel free to reach out to him if any of one of you would like to learn more about Swiftly and also want to partner with Swiftly. And also feel free to vote in the poll if you're interested in having a further conversation with Johnny.